Hello, hello. Welcome. My name is Alexander Tõnisson. I'm your guide for this 10-day relationship. Today we are at the 10-day number 5. So good to see you here. As you already read in the email, today's topic is life is fun and life shouldn't be hard and we should be having joy and fun in life. And I was thinking like how to get us here into this call, and let's do one fun experiment, and this needs a childlike approach, kind of also, which to me one of the aspects of being a kid is that I believe that anything is possible. So let's do this little exercise. Take your both hands, 2 hands, and look for one line, the first one which you have under the hand, and both hands have it, right? So for me, this is this line here. So you do take these lines from both hands, and then you put them precisely together like this. And now you bring your fingers together right in the middle, and you look at your middle finger. You look at both of them, and one of them usually is a bit longer than the other one. So if you put these hands together at these lines, one finger usually seems a bit taller than the other one. Now remember which hand has a taller finger, and take the other hand. So for me, left hand had a bit taller finger, so I'm taking the right hand. And now look at your right hand and look at your middle finger and think very hard and focus very hard on your middle finger and make it bigger. So let it grow a bit. So really like a little bit longer, just maybe like a 0.5 millimeter. And now another focused move, like maybe like let's do it even like little bit even longer, just like tiny bit. And one more time, focusing on the middle finger, the shorter one. Let's grow it a bit longer. So all right, and now do the same. Now put your hands again together on this line, right in the middle, like you did before, very similar to before, but it would be comparable. And look at your fingers now. Well, I was definitely able to grow my finger. I think it's before it was like, I would say 2 millimeters shorter. Now it's like 3 millimeters longer. So like 0.5 centimeter. So, and why this exercise? First of all, I think it's fun. Secondly, this works in 90% of the cases. You can also try it later, but this also shows that if we believe a lot of the things are possible. So today's topic was about having fun because life is fun. But before we also go deeper into today's topic, I wanted to share 2 quotes which came to me this morning, and it's to do with yesterday's topic. So yesterday's topic was about treating people in our lives as if they would be guests. So with full respect, full curiosity, not assuming anything. And I have this nice little neat app that I can put all the books which I have ever read into an app, and I can also put all the highlights which I have made in the Kindle also in that app. And that app sends once a day for me 5 quotes from the books which I have read. And interestingly enough, this morning, the ones which I got went exactly to the topic which we had yesterday, and I wanted to share with you, because I don't really believe in coincidences in this life, and I think it's important to share. Also yesterday, the questions which we had within the call were actually questions about this topic. So first quote comes from the book called 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work. And by the way, the relationship challenge is built on the book Journey of Adjustment, written by Teun Mare. So these quotes are from completely different books, but talking about a very similar thing, however. It means treating your spouse with the same respect you would offer to company. If a guest leaves an umbrella, we say, "Here, you forgot your umbrella." We would never think of saying, "What's wrong with you? You are constantly forgetting things. Be a little more thoughtful, for God's sake. What am I, your slave, to pick up after you?" And another quote, which also very nicely goes to what we were discussing yesterday, comes from the book Mating in Captivity. And it goes like this: love enjoys knowing everything about you. Desire needs mystery. Love likes to shrink the distance that exists between me and you, while desire is energized by it. If intimacy grows through repetition and familiarity, eroticism is numbed by repetition. It thrives off the mysterious, the novel, and the unexpected. Love is about having, desire is about wanting. So just wanted to share those with me. For me, these quotes very much went into the topic which we did yesterday. However, today's action, if you already read, was to remember maybe a dream from your childhood, something silly. I specifically picked the word silly because for us now as adults, some of the things which we wanted back then seemed to be silly because some of the wishes were actually really, really simple. So think of something which you wanted to do as a child, but maybe couldn't, or maybe you have done it in your adult life, but you can still repeat it. For me, for example, I remember having this dream to have enough money to buy a bag of chips and eat it alone, like the whole bag in one go alone. I had this dream because I didn't have the money, and we used to buy chips, combining money from different friends, and then we split it equally, and everyone had like a little portion of it. So for me, a big dream was to be able to buy the whole bag of chips. So this is what I'm gonna do today for myself. But something like that, maybe it's also just jumping on a trampoline. And the idea here is why we pick a dream from a childhood is because children in general are very good in enjoying life. So they have fun, even if they fight. Half an hour, not half an hour, 2 minutes later, they have already made up, and the game goes further. But for some reason, as an adult, we have forgotten this skill, and it is really a skill to find joy in everyday doings. And I also wanted to share a story with you. And the point of the story is that as an adults, we think that valuable are the things which we have put a lot of effort into it. And it's very difficult for us to enjoy something which kind of came too easy. You know, we haven't deserved it. It's pure luck, or it's something mystical, but definitely not because I did it. And the story is that this summer we went to compete on a triathlon with my family. So I was competing, my wife was competing, and my daughter was competing. And my daughter back then was 12 years old. And she won the race. So she was the first one in her age class and in her gender. And the reason why she won the race wasn't so much that she was very well trained. In fact, I was actually a bit worried about her because she wasn't actually training. She was swimming a little bit, but she never did an actual workout to be in this competition. I knew that she can do it, but she didn't really put a lot of effort in. Nevertheless, she came first. She came first because there was nobody else competing in her gender and age class. Did it stop her taking full responsibility, claiming it fully, feeling proud of herself? Of course not. She was very proud, and she showed everybody the medal which she got. And this is a skill. This is not a bad thing to have. This is exactly what we need in our everyday life as well, to claim and to celebrate victories regardless of how we got them. And that's also one of the things which I also wanted to share with you, is that how like how to bring joy into your life is through celebrating small victories. And how we do it in my family is that in every evening we have we call it an evening circle. So we sit behind the table, we're having dinner, and everybody has to share 3 things from their day, which they liked, which brought joy, or which they did very well. So which they executed very well, at least 3 things. You can always bring more. This is how we celebrate each day. These little victories, something which we really liked about the day, and something that brought us joy during the day. So this is it for today. I hope you can connect with your child. I know it's been a while, most likely. So the idea today is be more childlike and fulfill one of your dreams. Thank you. I will now stop the recording.